Everyone who works out has lived this moment. You look at that massive tub, slick label, bold promises, and think, all right, this is it. One scoop, one sip, and the hope goes down with it, tasting like artificial chocolate and a dream of fast transformation. It might sound dramatic, but that's exactly how the journey starts for millions of people every single day. The industry learned how to sell shortcuts as if they were final solutions. In 30 days, they say, your body changes, your energy explodes, your life gets back on track. The problem is that most of the time, the results don't match the promise. The tub is huge, the marketing is loud, but the effect, almost invisible. And it's important to make one thing very clear right from the start. This isn't your fault. Falling for this trap doesn't make you naive, it makes you human. The real issue is a market that turned deception into a premium product, packaged as if it were healthcare and self-love. Everything is designed to look healthy. The colors, the nice-sounding words, the motivational tone, the natural seal. Nothing there is random. The promise comes sweetened, easy to swallow, crafted to hit exactly the insecurity of someone who just wants to improve their body. If there's one word the supplement industry loves to repeat, it's natural. It shows up in big letters, usually green, surrounded by leaves, mountains, and that whole balanced life aesthetic. Just looking at the label, it feels like the product was harvested straight from nature, carefully prepared, and made purely with your health in mind. But flip the tub around and reality shows up fast. The ingredient list looks more like a lab formula than anything that came from the earth. Artificial sweeteners, flavorings, color additives, names no one can pronounce, and numbers that sound more like a Wi-Fi password than real food. The gap between what's promised and what's delivered is impossible to ignore. The trick is simple and extremely effective. The natural part isn't in the product, it's in the marketing. It's in the minimalist packaging, the influencer doing yoga on top of a mountain, the calm music in the commercial. All of that creates a feeling of health, even when the product is just as ultra-processed as the stuff it claims to fight against. And that's exactly the makeup that confuses so many people. You buy it thinking you're taking care of your body, when in reality, you're just swallowing a very well-disguised chemical mix. A lot of people start treating supplements like a kind of nutritional forgiveness. You slept badly, ate whatever all day, skipped meals. But it's fine, because at the end of the day you took your pre-workout, your protein shake, or that miracle capsule. It feels like it cancels out the damage. The problem is that supplements don't fix a messy routine. They don't erase sleepless nights, they don't replace real food, and they definitely don't create consistency where none exists. At best, they mask the symptoms and give you the illusion that you're doing something for your health. That way of thinking is dangerous because it creates a false sense of security. The person believes they're taking care of their body, when in reality, they're just pushing the problem down the road with powder. It's like trying to clean a house by spraying air freshener without ever sweeping the dirt off the floor. If you really pay attention to the labels, you'll notice that every supplement seems to have its own superpower. One promises to melt fat, another guarantees accelerated muscle growth, another claims to blow up your focus, while a fourth swears it will turbocharge your metabolism. It feels more like a superhero catalog than a nutrition shelf. These promises don't come out of nowhere, they're carefully built. The industry uses vague phrases like may help support or associated with a healthy lifestyle. That creates a sense of effectiveness without actually committing to anything. Legally, it's all fine. In practice, the consumer understands way more than what's truly being said. And whenever the word science shows up, it's time to be cautious. Many of the studies mentioned are weak, done with very small groups, in conditions completely different from real life. In some cases, the study does exist, but it was funded by the manufacturer itself, which already raises a huge conflict of interest. Everyone wants fast results. Nobody wakes up thinking it's going to take years to build a better body. And that desire is exactly where the supplement industry kicks the door open. It doesn't sell process, it sells shortcuts. It doesn't sell patience, it sells urgency. The problem is that the basics don't sell. Sleeping well doesn't come in a flashy package. Eating simple food doesn't have a cool English name. Staying consistent doesn't turn into an Instagram ad. That stuff doesn't get clicks, doesn't spark instant desire, and most importantly, doesn't fill store shelves. There comes a point where the supplement stops being a compliment and becomes a requirement. The workout doesn't start without the scoop. Focus doesn't show up without the capsule. Energy only comes after the ritual. And at that point, the issue isn't physical anymore. It's mental. Most of the time, the body doesn't even need it. But the brain has learned to link performance to consumption. No tub, no confidence, no powder, and suddenly it feels like the workout won't be any good. It's a dependency built slowly, almost unnoticed, but incredibly powerful. That ritual creates a false sense of control. Taking something before training feels like preparation, like you're doing everything right. Even if your sleep is trash, your diet is off, and consistency is nowhere to be found, the supplement becomes an emotional crutch. Every supplement label tells a silent story. A ridiculously lean body, perfect lighting, dry and symmetrical muscles. The message is clear, even without words. This works. The problem is that image isn't the result of the product, it's the sales pitch. No body at that level is built from a capsule or a scoop of powder. It's built with years of hard training, an extremely controlled diet, favorable genetics, and often resources that never show up in the ads. That part isn't mentioned because it doesn't sell. The industry needs you to believe that result is just one click and a credit card away. And when it doesn't happen, the blame doesn't fall on the product, it falls on you. Not enough effort, not enough discipline, not enough willpower. Today, most advertising isn't on TV anymore. It's in your feed. Influencers with flawless bodies holding a tub, smiling, saying that product is part of their routine. The issue is that it's almost never clear what's a real result and what's a contract. Those famous before and after photos help sell the illusion. Different lighting, a better angle, abs flexed, a definition filter. Sometimes the only real change is the editing, but the story makes it look like an insane transformation caused by a single product. And the person watching compares themselves. They look at their own body, their own routine, and feel like they're always behind. Not strong enough, not lean enough, not disciplined enough. The supplement shows up as the promise to fix that feeling of never being enough. In many cases, the supplement stops being about results and starts being about identity. Having the right tub from the right brand gives you the feeling that you belong to the group that takes training seriously. It's like a silent badge of membership in the fitness world. The expensive tub almost becomes a trophy. It's visible in the gym bag, in the mirror, in the background of a story post. The real effect barely matters. What matters is what it represents. Effort, commitment, progress. Even when progress actually comes from consistent training, adjusted nutrition, and proper rest, the credit ends up going to the product. That creates a dangerous distortion. Daily discipline, boring, invisible, and not glamorous, loses value. Recognition goes to the object, not the behavior. And the more you link results to supplements, the harder it becomes to trust your own process. The industry understands this game perfectly. It doesn't just sell nutrition, it sells identity. It sells the feeling of, I'm doing everything right, even when the basics are still falling apart. The supplement industry likes to present itself as the opposite of fast food. One would be neglect, the other awareness. One would harm the body, the other would take care of it. But when you look a little closer, you realize the logic behind both is exactly the same. Visual appeal is still the main weapon. Flashy packaging, punchy slogans, quick promises, and very little transparency. The difference is that instead of a fast food mascot, you get a shredded influencer. Instead of a burger and fries combo, it's the scoop, capsule, and gel combo. The emotional manipulation is exactly the same. Both sell convenience, pleasure, and easy solutions. The only difference is that now the message sounds more sophisticated, disguised as concern for health, performance, and well-being. You pay more, believing you're making a better choice. The problem is that, just like fast food, a lot of information stays hidden. Ingredients, dosages, and real effects are overshadowed by marketing. The consumer ends up buying the idea, not the actual content. After all this criticism, it's important to put things in the right place. Not everything in the supplement market is a scam. There are serious products, backed by real science, that do work in specific contexts and for specific people. Denying that would oversimplify the conversation. The issue starts when these supplements are sold as universal solutions, as if they worked for anyone, in any routine, replacing real food, sleep, and consistency. That's when a tool turns into a miracle in a capsule, and the expectations created will never be met. Supplements weren't made to fix everything. They were made to complement. They come into play when the basics are already dialed in, when there's professional guidance, and when there's a real need. Outside of that, they're just another expensive product feeding frustration. If you made it this far, it's because, on some level, this topic hits close to home. Maybe you've bought something expecting more than you got. Maybe you felt pressured to level up way too fast. This video isn't here to judge you. It's here to remind you that you're not alone. If this content resonated with you, hit the like button now. It really helps the channel keep bringing this kind of unfiltered reflection. No shiny labels, no empty promises. It sounds simple, but that click makes a real difference. If you want to support the project even more, consider becoming a channel member. That's what allows us to keep investigating, questioning, and exposing topics a lot of people would rather pretend don't exist. Here, the conversation is direct and honest. I also want to hear from you. Have you ever regretted buying a supplement? Have you felt pressured by unrealistic promises? Drop a comment below, because your story might help someone who's going through the same thing right now. And before you go, stick around with me. On the end screen, there's another video from the channel that connects directly with this topic and dives even deeper into this conversation. Click it, keep watching, and remember, awareness is worth more than any tub.